Hello everybody, welcome back to more of the Eden of Grisaia here on the Grisaia channel. Everything Grisaia all day. The sun rose on the first day of the rebellion. It had been a less than restful night. After drawing lots to determine who was bunking where, they crawled into their cots and closed their eyes, but for the most part they were too worked up to sleep. I know I would be. And in the morning they were roused by the sudden blaring of a horn. The source of this alarming sound wasn't difficult to locate. Kamini Sachi, already clad in a black maid uniform, was standing at the prow of their boat behind her traditional big catch banner, playing some sort of trumpet with a remarkable lack of competence. That's okay, I didn't need to hear today. None of them had exactly slept soundly, meaning their heads were already leaden with fatigue. And the tuneless blaring of that horn seemed like a deliberate attempt to give everyone on board a migraine. Under the circumstances, it was understandable for your brain's language center to seriously malfunction as it did just now. With a peculiar shriek that could have been interpreted in multiple ways, Michiru leapt out of the small bed she'd been curled up in. Damn, she's got some crow's feet going on, doesn't she? Ha! Or she just was really bad with eyeliner. Rock love, yeah.
あんたが最後だよ。なんか胃のあたりがムカムカする。気持ち悪い。だから食べ過ぎだって言ったのに、結局ボラまで食べたし。だってサチがじゃんじゃんつるんだもの。食べなきゃもったいないじゃない。調理して保存すればよかったんだから、無理にいっぺんに食べなくてもよかったのに。白いご飯炊いてお味噌汁作ったけど、朝ごはん食べられる？無理かも。っていうか具はボラでしょ。もう当分ボラは顔も見たくない感じ。今朝さっちゃんの自転車借りて市場まで買い出しに行ったから、具はキャベツだよ。キャベツ？大きめに切ったキャベツをちぎったベーコンと一緒にお鍋で炒めるじゃない？軽くさっと炒めたら沸騰したお出汁を入れてキャベツが柔らかくなるまで煮る。あとは合わせ味噌を溶かしてもう一煮立ちさせながら溶き卵をぐるぐるして入れれば完成。
You guys are writing this down, right? I mean, she's giving you a nice little recipe to make some miso soup.
なんかおいしそう。ポイントは煮る前に炒めること。一度炒めるとキャベツの青臭さが消えるし、ベーコンと炒めるとコクが出るでしょ。お鍋で炒めてるところへお出汁を入れるから水溶性のビタミン U も逃がさない。あんた昨日揚げ物食べ過ぎてたし、胃のムカつきに効くかと思って。それって効果あるの？さあ。
Good help.
さあって。でもほら、とんかつの付け合わせって必ず千切りキャベツじゃん？いつ胸焼けにはキャベツってお母さんに教わったし、効くんじゃない？
I question the validity of that health tip there.
じゃあ食べてみる。白いご飯はいる。っていうかおかずは？お味噌汁がおかずだよ。朝から野菜をたっぷり食べましょう。待ってて、今温め直してあげる。なんかさ、ハモネってほんとお母さんだよね。ご飯作ってくれる人はみんなお母さん？まあ私がいれば少なくとも飢えなくて済むって程度だよ。
That's true.
それに比べてこの私の役立たず感ったらどうなのよ。なんか私何の役にも立ってない。
Ha! I like the painted on eyes there. That's cute.
あ、なんで笑うの？いや、ごめん。でもさ、真面目な話、やっぱあんたいないと寂しいし、そういうのあんま気にしないでいいんじゃない？これだけ女の子がいれば、そういう子も一人は絶対必要なのよ。そういうもの？そういうものよ。はい、ほかほかの白いご飯とお味噌汁。ありがとう。いただきます。
After gorging herself on the fish the previous night, she'd spent some time lying awake in bed fighting the urge to vomit. But with steaming bowls of oily white rice or miso soup sitting in front of her, the stomach seemed to forget the trauma it had undergone not long ago. Taking the larger bowl in her hand, she brought it to her nose and inhaled the rich scent of miso. Even as she carefully picked a bit of cabbage out of it with her chopsticks, she could feel her mouth watering. After pushing the hot cabbage into her mouth, she put the bowl to her lips and sipped at the broth, and as its comforting flavor filled her body with warmth, she found herself reaching for the rice.
日本人に生まれて本当によかった。できれば私、浜根の子に生まれたかった。大げさだな。
That would be awkward.
他の子たちは？もう朝ごはん済んでるの？だから、あんたが最後だってば。
Well, where is everybody?
さっちゃんは5時には起き出して船の掃除をしてたし、6時にはマキナも起きてランニングに出かけたし、私は4時半に起きて朝の市場に出かけたから。なんでそんなみんな早起きなの？由美子は？榊さんはほとんど寝なかったみたい。一晩中パソコンいじってたみたいよ。さあ、グースか寝てたのって私だけ？みんな慣れない環境で緊張してるんだよ。3日もすれば慣れて、雷が落ちても目を覚まさないようになるよ、きっと。うーい、あまねー、オスタップが出てきたのよ。オスタップ？ああ、洗濯桶のことね。ほら、この船洗濯機ないし、丘を離れちゃったら銭湯横のコインランドリーも使えないし、どうしようかなって思ってたけど、オケがあればなんとかなるか。
Just like the old-fashioned days.
オケと一緒に洗濯板も見つけたのよさ。つうかこの船、私たちが買う前に絶対誰か住んでたでしょう。船底の倉庫に大概のものは揃ってるのよ。つかチルチル、やっと起きたの？
悪かったわね。
別に悪かねえのよ。面白かったし。
あ？面白いって？何が？
チルチル、鼻ちょうちん出して寝てた。漫画以外でリアルに鼻ちょうちん出してるやつなんて初めて見たのよさ。
う
いや、うぞじゃねえのよ。なんかサッチンがブークスクスって笑いながら写真撮ってたから後で見してもらえば？
I hope we get to see those. That'll be funny.
何写真撮ってんのよ。っていうか笑ってないで起こしなさい
起こしたのよ。なんかチルチル、もう食べられないわよとかベタすぎる寝言言い出して、軽くイラッとしたサッチンがグーで殴ったのに全然起きなかったじゃんかさ。寝てる私に何してくれてんのよ。
まあ修学旅行とかでも最初に寝たことを最後まで寝てる子はいじられるのが運命だしね。って何よ。とりあえずご飯食べ終わったんなら顔洗ってきたら？
じゃあ私は洗濯でもしようかな。せっかく洗濯 OK 出てきたんだし。
いいわよ、洗濯は私がやるから。
え？でも
いいのよ、最後まで寝てた役立たずだと思われてもあれだしそれぐらいこの私に任せなさいって何よ、さっきから人の顔見て笑うとこ失礼じゃない。
なんでもねえのよ。とにかく私野暮用思い出したから失礼するのよさ。
なんなのよ
まあすぐにわかるわよ。
何が？
とにかく顔洗って歯を磨いてきなさいって。ああそうだ、綺麗な真水は少ないから大事に使って。洗濯するなら川のお水をろ過して使って、飲用水は使わないでね。
うん、わかった。
Save some for the fishes. Get it? Michiru? They've been living under the same roof for some time, of course, but conditions in the houseboat weren't exactly comparable to those in the dorm, obviously. Consider this, when you wake up in the morning, the very first thing you see is a snoring doofus just begging to be messed with. Under such circumstances, could any red-blooded young lady resist the urge to entertain herself? Surely not. But of course, when the doofus in question looks in the mirror and discovers what's been done to her, it's hard to know how understanding she might be. Which is not at all, because it's funny. I mean, it's not funny. I mean, it's sad, poor Michiru, but it's still pretty funny. Changing your place of residence doesn't mean that your old habits are going to just simply disappear. Case in point, one of the girls had already gone out to see if any nearby convenience stores sold the type of fried chicken she'd grown addicted to. And another was cleaning the area around their boat with a broom, although nobody had asked her really to do so. Their thought patterns too were largely the same as before. Some were excessively cautious, some were overly aggressive, and others were as unpredictable as ever. But if they had one thing in common, it was this. They were all rather wary by nature. These 5 young women had experienced a great deal of betrayal, cruelty, and pain. Trusting strangers didn't come naturally to them. All the more so when the stranger in question was someone they never even met face to face. But sometimes exceptions had to be made, as they were learning now. There was a possibility they were being deceived, and if that was the case, they needed to have a plan that could turn that betrayal to their advantage. At present, Sakaki Yumiko's job was to plan for the worst.
おはようございます。タナトスです。
Just as promised, the black cell phone had rung at precisely 8:45 a.m. There was no number on the screen to indicate who the call was from, obviously. It was rather frustrating that the sole means of communication was so one-sided, but without a viable backup plan, they weren't exactly in a position to complain.
それでテストといっても私たちは
Oh
何
yeah,
を
the
すればいい
test.
の？
皆さん、サイモン曰くってゲームをご存知？
Yes, I hate it.
なんか聞いたことあるかも。それってアメリカの子供が幼稚園で先生とやる遊びだよね。
そう、それ。知っているのならちょうどいいわ、松島みちるさん。サイモンは言いました。この携帯を持って指定時間内に指定の座標へ向かいなさい。
まあいいわ。その遊びに付き合ってあげようじゃない。
Right
テ
now.
ストはいつ始めるの？
もう始まってるわよ。急いだ方がいいんじゃない？じゃあ、頑張って。
Good luck.
ちょっと！
Ignoring Michiru's startled plea, Thanatos abruptly cut off the phone call, and before anyone had time to complain, the phone automatically started up a GPS-based compass application. The screen was now displaying their current latitude and longitude, the coordinates of their destination, and a triangular arrow pointing the way. Oh, this music! And a countdown indicating the amount of time they had remaining.
どういうこと？
とにかくこの矢印が示す方向に向かえってことじゃないでしょうか。
Thanatos says, get your ass moving.
直線距離で約2000メートル。残り時間は18分32秒。走らないと間に合わないのよ。どうしよう。直線距離で2キロということは、道に沿って走る実速では3キロを超えるわね。多分松島さんの足じゃ間に合わないっていうか、絶対に間に合わないんじゃないかしら。
Well, sitting around talking isn't gonna help any.
大変、マキちゃん追いかけないと。
ちょっと待って。
迷ってる時間ないよ。私も行く。
だからちょっと待ってってば。
リレーだよ、リレー。いざとなったら電話だけでも指定の座標に到着してればいいんでしょ。
確かにそうだけど、ね。
Developing better communication skills had never been a priority for Saki Yumiko, but now her clumsiness in that department was proving to be a significant problem, especially at times like this where every second counted. Running to the goal just wasn't going to work, but Matsushima Michiro had rushed out of the boat anyway. When placed under pressure, she tended to be simple-minded and impulsive. Once Michiro ran off in a panic, Makina and Sachi had reflexively followed her, failing to assess the situation. Compensating for their lack of individual ability by splitting up the task wasn't a bad idea, but Amane had left without really thinking it through. That was rashness, plain and simple.
そして私も早速識能力不足が露呈してしまったわね。
All she needed to do was remind Michiro that they had a perfectly good bicycle. But those simple words hadn't made it out of her mouth, and she'd been too flustered to point out that that a relay approach wasn't really going to work, given that everyone would be running from the same starting point. A bit belated, she considered trying to contact them to explain all of this, but her personal cell phone was currently missing its battery and SIM card, so really there wasn't much to be done. In the chaos of war, platoons sometimes went into battle without realizing that they'd grabbed a defective radio for their unit. Perhaps this was how it felt to be an officer shouting uselessly into his transceiver, unable to warn his men that they were charging into a trap. The analogy sent a chill down her spine. In an actual combat situation, mistakes like these would have grave consequences.
などと無軌道につらつらと考えているぐらいなら、私自らが自転車に乗って追いかけるべきよね。
It sounded logical enough, but she needed to think it through first. Come to think of it, when exactly was the last time she'd actually ridden a bicycle? Thinking back, she had the distinct sense it had been in the garden of her family's home, when she was 6 years old. Her kiddie bike didn't have any training wheels, so she might be able to ride one in a pinch. It was hard to say that she felt especially confident, though. There was a very real possibility that she'd end up crashing and injuring herself. Imitating Kazami Yuji's surprisingly handy verbal tics, Yumiko looked around her. Her gaze soon settled on the boat's coffee maker, with a small burble. The last bit of brown liquid had just dripped down into the pot.
よし、あれを飲みながら待とう。
She had to admit it was a sorry excuse for her decision, but it wasn't like they were going to lose their lives if they failed Thanatos' test, and it was often preferable to be somewhat underestimated.
砂糖とミルクはどこなのかしら。
As Yumiko took a mug and poked her head out into the fridge, having skillfully convinced herself that her idleness was justified, Michiro, who'd shot out of the boat like a human bullet only minutes before, was already reaching the limits of her endurance.
脇腹が急に足だから脇腹が
She'd been known to refer to herself as Michiro-sama, the supreme sprinter. Everyone else tended to prefer Matsushima the hare. The girl definitely had raw power. She was good at most forms of anaerobic exercise, and nobody at Mihama could beat her on the short distance dashes. That said, she could only sprint for around 400 meters at a time. Whenever the distance was greater than that, Michiro would rapidly run out of gas and eventually end up completely immobile. Today proved no exception. Although she set off at a vigorous pace, Michiro was soon breathing heavily, and by the time she reached the 1 kilometer mark,
おい、誰がバギナじゃ。埋めるぞてめえ。早いよマキちゃん。おいサチ、シャベル持ってこい。こいつ首だけ出して埋めるぞ。マキちゃん、時間ないよ。後にしようよ。
あとでもメル
That's cute. I like that.
うわー、入った。汚い。朝に食べたお味噌汁全部出ちゃいましたね。チルチル、死んじゃうの。
Are you dying?
死なー。いいから早くこれ持って。
ちょっとあんたたち、こんなとこで何やって。ああ、あまねえ、どうしよう。なんかチルチルが形容しがたい惨状に。入っちゃったか。急に走るからだよ。っていうか、あんた内臓弱いな。みちる様は消化器官が弱くて食べ物を上手に消化できないから、いくら食べても太らないんですね。
Never ever call a woman fat.
インナーマッスルが貧弱で
Unless you're a woman, then it's
だ
okay.
から持久力がないのよ。顔が丸いのも基礎代謝が低いせいだろこれ。
うっさいわね。顔関係ないでしょ。
ってみちる観察してる場合じゃないでしょ。急がないと時間ないよ。とりあえず携帯を指定座標に持っていかないと。多分一番足が速いのってマキちゃんだから、マキちゃんお願い。うっしゃ、任しとけ。うりゃー。私もみちる様を埋めたら後から追いかけるから。
埋めないで。
ダメだ。私ももう限界。ペース落としていい？
Like the anchor of a relay race, Machina snatched the cell phone from Michio's grasp and set off in the direction the arrow indicated. Under Kazama Yuji's direction, she'd regularly run laps around the circumference of Mahama Academy, a distance of about 3 kilometers. She knew how to approach the task at hand. Instead of rushing forward, she set a regular pace and conserved her stamina. Before too long, she'd reached the park that was her destination, and as she was catching her breath, the phone in her hand began to ring.
こんにちは、タナトスです。
おっす、オラマキナ。
Sup, kids? What the hell?
絶対見てくれよな。
ノリいいなあ、タナトスさん。なんかちょっとあんたのこと好きかも。
Don't touch that dial.
お遊びはもういい？何はともあれ、間に合ったようね。
For you youngins, that's an old reference.
はどうしたの？
Meaning, don't change the channel.
チルチルは途中でぶっ倒れてヘドまき散らしているのよ。サッチンはもうすぐ追いつくと思うけど、あまねえはパイオツでかくて走るの苦手だからどっかで座り込んでっかも。
榊由美子は来なかったのね。
あれな、ユミちゃんは走るの大嫌いなお座敷犬みたいな女だからな。仕方がねえのよ。
そう。じゃあ時間もないし、次の問題ね。
マジでか。
サイモンが言いました。現在時刻は7時17分。止まった時の鐘の下。
なんつった？座標は？
ヒントはそれだけ。急がないと次の制限時間まで残り20分を切ってるわよ。
The present hour, 7:17. Was that AM or PM? Checking the time on the digital pet dangling from her waist, she found that it was currently 9:12 AM.
どっちなん何かのトンチかつかんなもんわかるかボケ
I mean, there's a bell up in that tower over there. Is that it? First, she'd been forced to run like a maniac. Now she'd been handed some ridiculous riddle. It was tempting to hurl the phone in her hand down to the ground. And again, right now, every moment she took was probably being observed by their smug new friend as part of their evaluation process. It was frustrating to be sure. But at the end of the day, agents like her were always pawns in someone else's game. With a small sigh, she let her anger dissipate.
もうオーダーはシンプルにって習わなかったのかよ。現場の工作員に余計なこと考えさせるとろくなことにならないのよ。
The current time was 9:13 AM. The more anxious people grow, the more frequently they check the time. And according to Kazami Yuji mocking his teacher, nobody's as useless as the guy who spends half a shift looking at the clock. She understood that getting flustered wasn't going to get her anywhere, but even so, she couldn't help glancing down at her watch repeatedly.
ありのまま今起こったことを話すのよ。
She made it on time, yes, and received new directions, but unfortunately they were all but incomprehensible. Machina carefully repeated Thanatos' riddle word for word, so she tilted her head quizzically and blinked in confusion.
どういう意味？
それがわかんねえから無駄に苛立ってんのよ。
何かのクイズとか？
問題にすらなってねえのに。
Right now, Thanatos' directions were their marching orders, but orders generally need to have some kind of verb, and she'd only been given them a vaguely descriptive hint. The when, where, who, what, and how had all been omitted entirely. They had no real specifics to work from.
いつに関しては時間制限もあるし、残りはあと17分。
どこでは指定された座標があるんだし、ここでってことだよね。
誰がは携帯を持っている人間が？
でもタナトスさんはミチル様に指令を出したんじゃ、ミチル様だけに意味がわかるキーワードが含まれてるとか？
チルチルに電話して聞いてみっか？
電話って言っても私たちの携帯は SIM カードとバッテリーを抜いたままだから使えないよ。
そっか、タナトスさんにもらった電話が使えてもかける相手の携帯が使えなきゃ意味ないか。
それにタナトスさんが言ってたでしょ、うかつに携帯電話は使っちゃダメだって。
敵地にて通信途絶、自己判断能力が試されているというわけか。
Sure seems like it.
せめてユミちゃんと相談できれば。あいつこういう頭使うの得意なのに。
As they looked around the area, trying to devise some sort of solution, a nearby object caught Sachi's eyes. That's where Yumiko comes racing in on a bicycle.
公衆電話、マキちゃん、
Nope.
公衆電話があるよ。
いや、だからさ、チルチルもユミちゃんも携帯は使えないんだから。
他の人は？例えば学園長とかハルデラさんとか。いきなり意味不明な電話をするのもあれだけど、何かヒントをもらえれば。
Retrieving her wallet from the pocket of her maid uniform, Sachi fished out a few coins. Fished out, haha. But just as he reached out for the payphone, it abruptly began to ring. Much like Professor Pavlov, who developed the unfortunate habit of feeding his dog every time he heard the sound of a bell, she couldn't help but pick up the phone and answer.
もしもし？
人に頼るのは反則よ。自分たちの努力でどうにかなさい。
タナトスさんか
こちらの行動が読まれているか、どこかから監視されているのかな。どうしよう、マキちゃん。怒られちゃったよ。
As of this moment, it was entirely possible that Thanatos had already made a note of Sachi's inability to think for herself and Machina's tendency to freeze up under pressure. From Thanatos' perspective, whether they successfully completed this problem wasn't that crucial. More than anything else, she was just testing how they approached it. It was a bit like one of those exams where you get a 0 points for correct answer if you didn't show your work properly. Right now, they had to calm down and really think this through. Machina forced herself to take a long, deep breath.
残り時間は
Machina reached out to her digital pet once more. Sachi, who didn't wear a watch, reflectively took out her cell phone, although it wasn't much help without the battery. She had come to rely rather heavily on this little device. Apart from functioning as a timepiece, it served as a communications tool, portable computer, a camera, a television, and even a wallet. The downside of this exceptionally handy all-in-one machine, however, was that losing it left her inconvenienced in any number of ways. Was there a clock somewhere in the area, perhaps? As she looked around the park, Sachi happened to glance up, and after a moment, her eyes went wide.
Maki-chan,
When Machina looked over, she found Sachi pointing toward an old church that stood adjacent to the park facilities. There was an old clock on the building's tower. Just below it, a sizable bell. Its hands were frozen in place, displaying a time of 7:17.
現在時刻7時17分。止まった時の鐘の下？きっとあれのことなのよさ。つうかそのまんまじゃん。なんで気づかなかったんだろう。
多分冷静に周囲を観察できているか試されたんだろうね。とに
かく行ってみる
You've already failed. It doesn't matter. The door to the house of God is never locked to anyone, even sheep who'd strayed from the flock. It had probably been decades since this building last served as a house of worship, judging from the chaotic jumble they found within. Naturally, there was no power. Flipping the light switch accomplished nothing. In the light that filtered in between the boards on the windows, the inner walls were faintly visible. They were covered in spray paint graffiti that was difficult to decipher. It seemed clear that this place had come to serve as something of a hideout for a group of rebellious younger people.
どっかに上に出られる階段とかない？
マキちゃん、こっちに階段があるよ。多分これで屋根裏に上がって、そこから屋根に出て時計塔に登るんじゃないかな。
階段っていうか、はしごじゃね？
私が先に登るから、マキちゃんは後からついてきて。
サッチ、ライト持ってる？
She's got everything. She's freaking Sachi.
小さいのしかないけど大丈夫。
After carefully climbing the steep, creaky staircase, they did indeed emerge into an attic of sorts. Moving her small circle of light around the room, Sachi found that it was full of empty beer cans and cigarette butts. The delinquents had evidently invaded this space as well. The push door leading to the roof had been left half open, presumably to keep the room ventilated for the smokers. By clambering up through that, she would most likely gain access to the clock tower.
屋根に出たよ。時計塔の釣り鐘の下だっけ。
おーい、サッチー、なんか見つけた。
黒い箱がある。汚れてないし、まだ新しいから、最近置かれたものだと思う。
どんな箱？開けてみようぜ。
待って。なんかね、すごーく嫌な予感がす
る。なんだよそれ。私も今そっち行くのよ。
待って、来ないで。箱の上に手紙みたいなものがテープで貼られてるから、とりあえずそれを読んでみるよ。
What's the letter say? Generally speaking, a bad feeling is actually the result of your unconscious mind reacting to a number of subtly negative phenomena. Ooh. Picture. For many people, they're triggered by silly superstitions. I'm only a little stitious, I'm not superstitious. A shoelace breaking as you leave the house, or a black cat crossing your path, or going under a ladder, or breaking a mirror, or stepping on a crack, or any number of things. But once you've experienced a certain amount of danger, Your ability to sense that something's generally awry grows far more reliable. With the expression of someone watching a malevolent feline slinking past, Sachi slowly approached the box, retrieved the envelope taped to its lid, and opened it. Dismantle this bomb within the time you've been allotted.
Uso.
Oh no.